Entrepreneurship is the most lucrative form of investment, but it can ruin your life if anything goes wrong. What are those deadly mistakes? Let's find out. Welcome to Wealthy Pace. If you take the Forbes list of billionaires, nearly all of them are entrepreneurs. There is no doubt that it is the only sustainable way to become a billionaire, but that's not the whole truth. Not all startups are successful. It's not that only a handful of people go into entrepreneurship. Many try their luck, but only a few of them succeed. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, over 20% of startups fail within the first 2 years in the United States, 45% fail within the first 5 years, and 65% fail within the first 10 years. Only 25% of newly founded companies survive for 15 years or more. As a matter of fact, most startups are complete failures. It means budding entrepreneurs make some blunders that lead to economic devastation. This video brings out those 10 cardinal sins that you should not commit if you are an entrepreneur or want to become one. Before I list those mistakes, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, or you could be missing something that might change your life for the better. Let's begin. Mistake 1. Giving up soon. The first mistake that most entrepreneurs make is to give up too soon. You do enjoy millions and billions, but the road to success is paved with numerous failures and setbacks. For instance, Jeff Bezos, once the richest man on earth and the founder of Amazon, went almost bankrupt in 1999. From 1999 to 2000, Amazon lost nearly 90% of its stocks, but he did not panic. Instead of selling it cheap, he decided to rebrand it. And today, it is the biggest e-commerce platform in the world. Similarly, Kellogg's is another awe-inspiring example to quote. In 1929, when the Great Depression set in, its stocks badly crashed. In the next 2 to 3 years, it did many efforts to bounce back, but in vain. It was 1933 when it witnessed 33% growth and became one of the first companies to survive and thrive during those difficult times. In fact, take any billion-dollar company today, and at some point, it should be near bankruptcy. Elon Musk's company Tesla, the richest man today with over $228 billion assets. He said on numerous occasions that in 2019, his Tesla was 1 month away from complete bankruptcy. So important is, you don't give up easily, be tough. Always keep in mind that there will be failures and challenges. That's the stuff an entrepreneur should be made of. Only if you show perseverance and consistency can you become a millionaire. Otherwise, don't step into it. It's just not for you. Mistake 2. Frequent hire and fire. The second common mistake made by entrepreneurs is what I call the hire and fire practice. It means you don't hire a professional for a few months. If there's no outstanding growth, or that the company witnesses negative growth, it is not wise to fire the team or managers. All businesses face challenges that need to be addressed and redressed. The way out should be to discuss the problem with the team and try to come up with solutions. In recent times, some companies have a no-fire policy. Although it might seem impractical and even detrimental for a business, it is not. Let me dent your confidence. A no-fire policy is actually good for your business. Next jump. An e-commerce company made a no-fire policy, and its profitability increased manifold. The employees' turnover decreased from 40% to 0%, and job satisfaction increased from 20% to over 90%. If employees have job security, they are more likely to be productive. Otherwise, they just show up and try to waste as much time as they can. So point to remember, no hire and fire practice. Mistake 3. Resisting change. The third deadly mistake that entrepreneurs make is to resist change. In 2022, if you don't, you are doomed to failure. In the globalized business world, there is cutthroat competition, and a company needs to have a competitive advantage over its competitors. Take the example of Nokia. Once the leading mobile company, its sales went downhill mainly because it did not switch to Android, did not bring innovations in design and features, and was overpriced. Soon, other companies, such as Samsung, outsmarted and outcompeted Nokia. Although today Nokia does offer Android features, It is not able to compete with giants in the market such as Apple, Samsung, Vivo, Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, OnePlus, and others. You can't build a profitable business if you don't give some space to your employees. Like the experiments of any other professional, some of theirs can go wrong. They can make mistakes. In such situations, show your faith in them and ensure full support. It helps build a family-like team, something that is crucial in establishing a million-dollar company. Mistake 4. Not investigating the market. The fourth big blunder is not investigating the market. It means one jumps on the bandwagon without taking into consideration the ground realities. The market can be either saturated or without any potential. Sometimes there are too many hands to feed, and vice versa, there are too few months. It's like there is cutthroat competition, and many companies are competing with one another in an area. In such situations, the profit margin is reduced. If you can make serious efforts, you still may succeed, but it will be a Herculean task in the end. You might feel burned out or get demotivated. Instead, you can put the same amount of money and time into some other business and get far better economic dividends. For instance, if you have a limited budget, you cannot start a profitable cricket blog. You will have to compete with big websites like the ICC, ESPN Cricinfo, CricBuzz, HowIsTat, Wisden Cricketer, and some others. To outcompete them, you need thousands of quality articles and backlinks from high-authority websites, which is not easy. Another situation will be creating a website for a micro-niche that has no market potential. In this case, you might be able to generate an income of a few $100s, but you cannot earn big bucks. So before starting a business, an entrepreneur should explore the market and the strengths and weaknesses of the business in the given market. Mistake 5. Spending too little money on employees. Another grave mistake in entrepreneurship is spending too little money on employees. It means underpaying employees can lead to various seen and unforeseen grave consequences. Firstly, if you do not pay good salaries, you are already removing the possibility of hiring the best brains. A good professional in a competitive market tends to go to the highest bidder. In other words, if you don't pay well, you can't build a team of qualified and capable professionals. Secondly, if you underpay, the existing employees also get demotivated and lack any motivation or incentive to work. Low-salaried employees may also have a disturbed personal or social life, which will result in reduced productivity at work. Low salaries also lead to increased turnover, which again hampers your progress. I read a case study where a company increased the salaries of its workers by 20%, which resultantly increased profit by 80%. Therefore, it is a cardinal sin in entrepreneurship to underpay employees. Mistake 6. Micromanaging people. An all-important thing in entrepreneurship is human resource management. Those who manage teams well are able to develop a positive culture at the workplace. On the other hand, if management starts micromanaging the employees, it creates a toxic culture. Micromanaging means dictating, directing, and noticing even small things. If you exhort or snub workers for negligible mistakes and give them no space, they soon become fed up and mentally tired. As an entrepreneur and an administrator, you need to ignore certain things, and instead of sending a show cause notice, do counseling. It will provide a huge boost to the productivity and profitability of your company. Mistake 7. Not building a good team. Importantly, if you don't build a good team of professionals at the workplace, you cannot outcompete and outsmart your competitors. As earlier mentioned, there is cutthroat competition out there in every business. Companies and corporations from all over the world compete for one market. And in such an environment, having a capable and qualified team is a decisive thing. Apple has a market capitalization of $2.3 trillion because it has a team of brain trusts that understand the needs of the market and customers, target a particular community or class, and make billions of dollars annually. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, has a huge role in keeping the company on top. Google owes a lot to its former CEO, Sundar Pichai. Similarly, Satya Nadella, Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft Corporation, and his team are a key factor in Microsoft's success. So, what is important is that you build a good team, because alone you cannot become a millionaire or billionaire. Mistake 8. No vision and direction. It is important to have a clear vision and direction if you are an entrepreneur. In 2022, you have to work on a particular thing. In entrepreneurship, you cannot just have a rough idea without a concrete plan. A TD Bank survey shows that those entrepreneurs who have a concrete plan and a visual presentation of their business model and various operations are 76% more likely to succeed than those without a vision. Mistake 9. Not tracking financials or audit. One of the deadliest mistakes that many entrepreneurs make is not tracking financials or doing a complete audit. Either there is no culture of firm auditing, or if there is one, it is tempered. The auditors are bribed, and they give a clearance report. It happens especially when auditors are from within the firm. If you are an entrepreneur and have a company do an external audit, most likely, it will surprise you because many employees don't do their duties as expected. In some cases, there is massive financial corruption. That is why you have to have an external audit of your firm. Mistake 10. No flexibility. Although it is important to have a fine-tuned system, you cannot afford to be inflexible. A company needs to adjust quality or pricing in different markets. The one-size-fits-all mode doesn't work in today's business world. A company cannot sell the same thing in London and New Delhi. Starbucks has not been able to exploit the economic dividends offered by the great Indian market because of its pricing issues. Most of the population cannot afford Starbucks coffee. The local coffee companies offer nearly similar quality at lower rates, which poses a huge challenge to Starbucks. So, as an entrepreneur, you need to have flexibility. That's all for now. Like this video and share it with your friends and let them know to avoid these 10 deadly mistakes in entrepreneurship. Thank you.